Okay, hello. YouTube's interface has changed a bit. See if I'm live there. Hopefully I am. It looks like I am. Perfect. I just get scared when interfaces change. And it's a downgrade because I can't actually see my viewer numbers. We will deal with it. So hello everyone, and welcome to some more Stronghold Frenzy. I have a couple sets today and some more hyper random sets we're also going to cast. Let me make sure I got the game audio set up properly. It's map scripting, so I gotta change that around a bit. We'll see if we have a draft somewhere. So we should also have a couple of good sets. GG out versus Turs and Dave Hun versus Draken today. Yeah, they overlap a bit with Hyper Random, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. They overlap with ACCM Tato. That could be like a 10-hour set. maybe I do like Dave Hun versus Draken live and then GG out Turs as Rex after that. Then I cast everything without overlaps. And we can get Hyper Random in too. Oh, YouTube's trying to advertise members only? No. Oh, I can see the viewer numbers. Okay, perfect. Overlay is fine. Oh, false panic from earlier. How are we doing on the Twitch side of things? It says I'm offline, but that can't be right. I'm gonna start drinking my coffee. Looks like all the 1v1 players are online. Got Dowd, Jordan, MBL, and Lewis all streaming. And nope, we have a draft. We have a draft. And Briano, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a lovely morning, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Welcome. And they draft so fast, I see it and they're already into it. So we'll have Tulo and Velchins, the maps for Ciskhan, Sardis, and I don't know whether to say Gnome or Nagome for Benanji. And a Regicide Narak will be our game number 1. Treasure Beach and D Zimbabwe are banned. I don't know how to say D Zimbabwe. I just put a D in front of the word that my mind recognizes. And honestly, without needing the Civ draft too, we get right into the sets. These drafts go fast. That's amazing. No webcam today because I literally rolled out of bed to cast this with a coffee. Invader Zim. I never actually watched that. I know it was on Nickelodeon years ago, but I didn't watch that. What is the premise of Stronghold? It is a bunch of walled maps. Somewhat like Valhalla. Or Masters of Arena, but with a variety of maps. The expert clowns went to the lab and came back with some more maps to bring to the circus. And that's what we have. Walls, and fast castles. Probably some Vil fights. But if you saw Sudden Disaster or Heaven and Hell earlier this year, the same people who tend to make maps for those events have a bunch of maps they added to the pool for this, and they asked me to help co-host and stream everything. Rolling out of bed with a coffee sounds tricky. Waking up part is the hardest. Staying in bed with a coffee would be great. Oh, that sounds like great, bed and coffee together. So we'll see if I want to cast Hyper Random or if I want to take another nap before the next 2 sets of this later. That might be my day. Cast this, take a nap until 16 GMT, then cast the next 2 sets with one of them as Rex. We'll see that, we'll see. Maybe I'll feel better. Hello, Bulka. You'd rather have hot chocolate in bed. Ooh, that sounds good too. They both sound good. Also, I clicked the button on YouTube that coincides the going live on YouTube with the clicking the go live on YouTube button in OBS, so I don't need to click the second button. We'll see if that helps me avoid those awkward situations where I forget to click the second button. Because I have had a couple of those every so often. Let's see, they have Regicide, they have the map, and I think we're good to go. So I don't know too much about Benanji, but he appears to be a 2203 player from Germany in the top 200. Ciskhan, I think, should be a pretty good favorite here, but it's lovely how we have this opening round, and even these matchups are pretty tight. Rar, Baron! Hello, Baron. It's always so lovely to see you around. Hope you are having a wonderful morning. How goes it, Mr. West? It's going pretty well. I'm just waking up right now. Still getting my senses about me. Did you remember that Star Trek episode where Riker is asleep at Data's poetry reading? That's how I feel right now. Hope I'm having a WinRAR day. Oh no, I would not wish the pain of WinRAR upon even my worst enemies. Alright. Oh, here we are. I need to turn my scene transition on. Docs, scene transitions, fade. That was map scripting. There we are. Now when we swap the scenes, we will fade instead of doing the harsh cut. Anyway, what are these colors? Yellow versus gray. Can we see these colors? I hope so. We'll have Ciskhan playing as the yellow Chimera to the north, and Benanji as the gray Burgundians to the south. Look at that wonderful fortified tower, the Tower of Flies graphics. Cursed tower graphics from the Lion and the Demon. So this will be a regicide map. The map is Narak. You have a bunch of narrow valleys in the middle with some cracked terrain. That's also where the stone is. And there are some fish out here, so you can get a lot of good food if you come out here and mill. I wonder if any player will be willing to do that. Might have to consult with Zoomer on whether WinRAR or LZip is preferable. 7-zip is preferable, that's where it's at. 7-zip is the best. King's still walking around scouting. So what are we going to see in this matchup? I feel like if it goes late, I'd usually say I like Burgundians, but the map is so open, maybe that gives the Chimera more room to raid. And oh no, Ciskhan. Trying to use the king and the scout in tandem to lure that gazelle and hope the king can push it away from the wall? Will it? Yes, it will, and now the scout can get back there. Oh, Ciskhan, you've done it. You've got it away from the wall. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't forget. Oh no, no, it's against the wall again. You got it away. He's got it. He's good. He's got it. You can't open pack with 7-zip? I don't even know what a pack file is. Hello, power to the pandas. You do watch every VOD? I appreciate the support. You can watch the VOD on YouTube too if you want to watch in 4K. Been enjoying the simultaneous streams. Maybe one day I'll have better internet and I can stream in 1440p on Twitch and 4K on YouTube at the same time. Watching Twest casting in 4K? Yes, Baron, you can do that on YouTube now. We've been doing that for the past few months and I've really been enjoying the 4K. Much higher bitrate too, although I'd love to bump that up too, again with better internet. Some games use it as their asset files, okay. I'm still back in the days of the WAD files from Doom as my asset files. Or my SLP files from AoE 2. The good old way, we used good old Turtle Pack to open them. You're a real Age of Empires nerd if you know what Turtle Pack is. So immediate Castle Age. No time in the Feudal Age spent at all for Ciskhan. Doesn't need those buildings, clicks up straight away to Castle. He's gonna have a great timing advantage over Benanji. So even though this map is regicide, you do not start with a castle. It's the fortified tower that you indeed have. I mean, looking at the scouting, both players with some pretty darn good scouting. Have most of the map covered. Seeing the relics. You know who T-West is? Does that make you a nerd? I don't know if that makes you a nerd. I don't know if that makes you anything. Should I sign their map in the corner with a custom decoration? You could, like, write your name in objects on the corner if you wanted to. PS4s don't support 4K? Oh no. Do they not have the transcoding option then for a 1080p stream if he's doing the 4K stream? Can you watch on YouTube on the PS4? What version of PlayStation are we on now anyway? It's the PS5 now still, right? There's no PS6 yet. Well, what about AoE 2? That's on PlayStation as well. Is that PS5 or PS4? Probably, I guess PS3 is way too old. PS5 Pro. Ooh, okay. So Ciskhan is up. Immediately he plops down 2 extra TCs, so this will be a boom from him. Not doing anything aggressive or fancy, just booming straight away with the Khmer. Has the wood upgrade on the way too. So clean build from him. 22 plus 0 with Bowsaw. King doesn't show up in Capture Age. And Bowsaw and Heavy Plow. Alright, alright. This is a clean build. Taking advantage of the Regicide resources. But we'll also have a Heavy Plow at the same timing from Benanji, who is adding a stable and making a few scouts, maybe wanting to fight over relics. Relic controls the Burgundians when they do get that extra food income in addition to gold. I believe it's 1 for 1, so 1 food for every 1 gold you generate. And you generate 30 gold per minute with a relic, so that's an extra 30 food per minute. I'd love to have that IRL, an extra 30 food per minute. Would save a bunch of trips to the grocery store. Wonder how long they'll still make consoles. Sounds like Microsoft is giving up on the Xbox. Well, Microsoft Gaming made a lot of changes recently. In that, I heard that there were increases in price on the Xbox. I didn't really see that too much of what that was about, but then I also saw there was Game Pass subscription increases, where the top tier is now $30 a month. I don't know how many people play AoE 2 through Game Pass, and especially probably in multiplayer, it would be mainly Steam, but especially at a higher elo. I wonder how that'll impact player numbers, even more generally, like stream viewer numbers down the line. Same thing like the increase in the price to $35. I know they're bundling the DLC together, but I think just a straight up price increase for AoE 2 is kind of silly at this point. It came out in 1999 and you gotta pay more to play it now. And it got more expensive. All the other tiers went up too? Okay. I know the top tiers what people are complaining about. I saw all the Xbox 360 jokes, because 30 times 12 is now $360 a year. I mean, isn't that like what a console cost? Oh, is this Phil gonna get trapped? Oh no, Ciskhan. Don't do it. Don't do it, Ciskhan. This Phil's gonna trap herself in the houses. No. Oh, the horror. Oh no, no, she's fine, she's fine. He shift queued or he right clicked. He's okay. He's okay. He saves the villager and she won't be trapped. Oh, wait, never mind. He's Khmer. He's Khmer. She could have just garrisoned the house anyway. She'd be fine. She'd be fine. Any other save in that might have been a problem, but she just garrisons. It pops out. No deleting necessary. Yeah, she can escape. Well, false alarm, false alarm. As I said, I'm still waking up. I haven't finished my coffee yet. I got excited. Let's check what we got here. Where are the monks? We have maybe forward relic taking? Oh yeah, very forward relic aggression from Benanji. And where's Ciskhan's scout? And Ciskhan's scout is forward. He's not going to be in a position to chase down those monks. And there's going to be a couple of very forward relics that'll be taken. So there's one monk coming around the side, another monk coming in, scout being chased away, Scout will go for the monk, but the monk's done a great job of bringing that relic back. And that scout took some damage from the light cav. Scout will be faster and run away. But another light cav could come in and block a bit. Ooh, the scout turns to the side. Nicely done from Ciskhan to avoid that second light cav. Oh, here comes another light cav. Light cav are all hoovering around, ready to close in. Ready to close in, and that monk will get back. Another monk being queued from Benanji. And Vilcount, huge Vilcount lead from Ciskhan, by virtue of 1, getting up faster, and 2, adding in 2 TCs right away. Since we're going for relics here is Benanji, only on the 1 extra TC instead of 2, and still there, down by almost 20 Vils. So, very smooth boom from Ciskhan indeed, as Rapture points out. Double stables now. But, we're gonna have a castle drop forward from Benanji. Look at this, coming forward right on that TC. Ciskhan will scout it. But as he's looking to go double stables, he will now face some pressure. Castle coming forward. Like, we'll go for the scout. Good awareness from Ciskhan to pull it back. And how are you doing, Rapture? Hope you're having a lovely day. Light cav loom on the way now from Ciskhan. That scout gets a gate closed right in his face. And we'll have Town Watch on the way. Siege Workshop for Benanji. Few Coustilier coming out. So Coustilier time. Ooh, Vil finding a light cav, or light cav finding a Vil rather, or maybe they found each other. That outpost won't go up. But the pressure continues. 25 Vil difference though. And Ciskhan getting forced back into his base. We'll have gold and stone on the inside. So perhaps nothing to worry too much about right now. A few farms will be lost. Where's the king? On capture age. Oh, the king's out here. King, come here, kings still garrisoned in houses. I remember that was a bug I discovered in the Raja's beta testing, and then I pointed it out and they left it in. That kings could garrison in the houses. That king's just chilling there. So let's say this castle destroys the TC. Some rams push through the walls and Coustilier hoover about. They might find the king. Ciskhan needs to remember this is regicide. Gotta play the objective. We've seen enough sudden disaster. Is relic victory enabled in this tournament? I think no. Should be conquest victory for all the maps. Would have remembered putting that in the handbook otherwise, so I'm gonna say it's conquest. You know, despite having written the handbook, that doesn't mean I actually read the handbook. There's a difference between those two things. Doubt, man. The rams will get through the wall. And now it's some raids. Now there's... Oh, there we go. Attacking the king. Attacking the king. But the king gets in the TC. That was right. That was almost a horrible disaster for Ciskhan. Okay. It actually happened. It actually happened. The rams got through the wall. The Coustilier hoovered. And Ciskhan just noticed in time. He's written more handbooks than he's read. Normally we have admins to write the handbook, but this time I at least wanted to put it on the website and make it pretty. And hello, Deval Leela on YouTube. How are you doing? So Imp and Imp on the way for both. Ciskhan will be there first. Benanji has a huge score lead despite being down 25 vills. And a ton of forward map control with the ram push. And with 2 forward castles, might even be able to win a Trub fight despite the timing difference of about 2 minutes. Are there 6 relics on the map? There are 5 on the map right now. Is there a monk carrying a relic? Not that I see. Are there 6 relics? Rapture can correct me about that, but I don't see any extra. 5+1. Oh, there we are. I didn't see it because it was in yellow's base and the crown was covering it. Yes, there are 6 relics then. All right, there are 6. I was looking on the mini-map when it was visible right in front of me. Okay, there is the king again, outside of the TC. That should probably go in the castle at this point. Two on the sides, 4 in the middle. Gotcha. Like capping vills. And Treb going for the castle. I don't think the Rams can push the Trebs yet with all those pikes nearby. And if a few more military units were to come out, maybe with some Custilier support, then maybe they could take that fight. They'll take down the monastery. Vills probably want to repair the Rams as they're repairing the castle. Ram going for the market. Here come the Vills. That's what you can't let happen. Vills destroy Rams for free. Those Rams are valuable right now. Although maybe, just maybe, that'll get the Vills out of position for the Custilier. And okay, maybe 1 ram for a bunch of vills could be a worthy sacrifice. That's quite a few vill kills. Still a 30 vill difference. The Custilier looking to raid. Custilier used their charge attack before engaging the pikemen, though. That does worry me a bit. Don't want to lose all your Custilier to pikemen either. And I think they need their charge attack to take the fight. And now Benanji might lose the rams to the vills. He'll get a TC. But is it worth it? No, he won't actually get the TC. 300 HP left, and that'll be repaired. I don't like the use of those rams. I think they need to be in a forward push. Still has the score lead, but Ciskhan is leaking out to the side. Outpostville will find the TC at least. But Ciskhan's trying to move his economy over. King... Still right... Oh my gosh, the king is right in front of the TC. Benanji, notice the king! Benanji, you could win the game right here. The Treb sniped the king. Okay, the king's in the TC again. Oh my gosh, Ciskhan, he needs to be more careful with his king. Who is Dark Benanji? This is honestly the first time I've ever seen this player. The only thing I know is he had a German flag and he is top 200 on the ladder. Ciskhan, I think, definitely the favorite, but maybe not the way he's keeping track of his king. Giving me heart attacks. Well, if Ciskhan wanted to wake me up in the morning, he's trying to. Okay, 1 TC goes down. The Custilier is still split apart. Wary of the halbs. That's a lot of halbs now for Ciskhan. Despite the score, I feel like Ciskhan's still in a good spot. I feel like all he needs to do is take out that castle and then push forward with the halbs. And then he's absolutely fine. He's doing a great job of repairing. He had Fire and Margugu in his draw on hyper random. Oh, is he the guy who got 2 admin wins then? Okay, yeah. That's his claim to fame then. I saw the list of those players and I was like, that's gotta be 2 admin wins. Yeah, that's true. Trading wood repair for stone repair. Now we have hand cannoneers coming out. So the hand cannoneers swap from the Burgundians. I like 83 is a small number of vills, but it's not a large one. It's not 120. Picks off the Treb with a cannon. A few hand cannoneers coming out. I'm afraid this swap is a bit too late. Might force maybe some skirms from Ciskhan. But if you're forcing your opponent to make the best unit in the game, might not be too bad. And what is that? Is that 3 Custilier? 3 converted Custilier hiding in the castle. They could try to snipe off the cannons. Ooh, we'll try to convert it back. You convert 1 Custilier, I convert it back? Yes, he does. But the Halbs will push, and that'll take out the Treb. I'll take out the Treb, force the Custilier back, and not enough hand cannoneers yet. Another round of production from the Rangers. Maybe another 2 rounds, and then things could be okay. But not quite the numbers just yet. That Vil body blocking the Custilier to keep the cannon safe. As the Halbs keep coming forward. Recognizes his name from Rage Forest games. Okay, that's the best place to recognize someone. Halbs come forward, fighting the hand cannons. Okay. And hello, Der Grosse Shantini. How are you doing? I always have to, like, I know how to pronounce your name, but I always have to rethink about how to pronounce it every time I see it. Der Grosse Shantini. So another TC now for Benanji. And at the very least, he bought himself some time with all the forward pressure, and despite the Vil difference, did not let Ciskhan get a huge eco lead. Has forced a lot of repairs, and at the same time has 5 relics. Those 5 relics is the Burgundians, keeping that res difference close. Normally 5 relics is like 6 on gold, and adding the food difference, this is maybe like an extra 12 Vils. Can you use an S set in your Twitch name? Has that been like a German thing, like grammar thing in recent years? They're getting away from the S set. I also saw they use asterisks now to denote plurals for both the, or I guess not just both genders, but all 3 genders. Yeah, they still use, but I've felt like used less in some locations, I guess. Like that. I never actually saw Das with an S set, and I guess I've learned German for almost 20 years ago at this point. When I was 14, I started learning it in high school. I need to practice again, though. I'll need to like take a good trip to Germany for a long time and try to learn better. Yeah, it's not exactly a done deal on how to spell stuff yet, yeah. I do honestly feel like putting a big asterisk in the middle of your words is not a very elegant solution. When I was 14, yes, the perfect age to start. Although not really, it'd be much better to have started earlier in life. Chinese is difficult. Never actually. Although no, when I was a child, I learned how to count in Japanese because I did karate. I mean, those cannons are getting huge shots on the Yarbs. Yeah, I thought Ciskhan would have this with his Vil lead. He's still sneaking out to the side and taking the extra resources on the map, but Benanji doing a great job of applying forward pressure and keeping him trapped. And those Arbs dying to the cannon shots, that's brutal. That extra Burgundian's bonus, what is that? Plus 25% attack. Doing wonders on those Arbs and even on the Trebs. Short range, and he's losing a lot of cannons now. But all those Trebs are going to go down. Double kill. Double kill. The King's still in the TC. Hand Cannoneers pushing forward. But what is this down there? That's a bunch of Vils. I thought maybe it'd be some Hussars going to raid, but no, it's just villagers. Hussar raids could be great. We also have to look at the position of the King here in the fortified tower for Benanji. So safe and not going to be ungarrisoned for the moment. Need some mass Hussars. He needs military at this point. It's somehow he's up by 40 population, but feels like he doesn't have any military. Maybe it's because the Arbs keep getting splattered by those cannons. Those cannon shots. Is vineyards in? No, it is not. No, it is not. No vineyards. 5 relics, but no vineyards. Already 3k relic gold, so I guess that's also 3k food. It's going down as the Hankins gun them down. And still that score lead for Benanji is, well, Varen wanted Hussars from the Khmer player. We're going to get him from the Burgundians player. That castle might finally go down. And there it goes. There it goes, crumbling. Crumbling to dust. And that also means the garrison structure is starting to dwindle in number should the cannons get pushes on the TCs. And Arabs trying to split away from cannon shots now. In Germany, you don't have to worry you can insult someone by using the wrong tone. I think German's a great language if you want to yell at someone, though. It is a wonderful language for sounding angry, that's for sure. Der Ton macht die Musik. Makes the hills come alive. And now the cannon's somehow not landing a shot for a while. A few stray arbs being picked off. There we go. That's the shot we wanted to see. You need a good attack ground. Not on your own hussar, but on the arbs. And okay, where's the king? Where's the king? The king is out in the open somewhere? Right there, the king is causing a traffic jam. The Arbs cannot pathfind past him as the TC goes down. And Benanji has only to notice that the king is there and could probably win. Ciskhan will call the GG anyway. And Benanji goes up 1-0, so very, very well done. Maybe showing that he would have won anyway in Hyper Random had he not gotten the admin wins. 280 kills to 188 losses. Got all 5 relics, applied pressure. Even with Ciskhan having a much better eco and the earlier imp time, he kept the forward positioning, never lost it. And with a good 2-minute difference to imp, Ciskhan still couldn't push him back. 151 vills to 110, but not enough when we look at that almost 4k relic gold from the Burgundians. And the German word, Auslaut Verhärtung. You can explain what that means to me. Hello. Hello, Pexor. Hello, GG out. Bane of the French. Well, I don't know if Benanji was Margugu's problem. He does go up 1-0 in a set where he is the underdog, winning game number 1. What's up to West? Hello, hello. Why is this chat even speaking English? I don't know. One day I'll have to do a German stream. And that might be good practice. Y'all can make fun of me. Means the end of a word. The end of a word. That means that a consonant is not spoken at the end of a word. I totally missed the middle of that sentence. It means words are not read in the middle of a sentence. The word Wald is spoken with a hard T. It's more of a hard D sound, I'd say. Oh, I wouldn't pronounce that as Wald. I pronounce it as Wald. And hello, Pro Pleb. Alright, I think... Oh gosh, the next map is censored by the chat filter. It's censored by the chat filter. Someone tell me what map we're gonna get. I can't. Thanks DE. Thanks DE moment right here. What map is this? What map is this? It's a chat filter map. Rapture, what did you do? What did you do? Why is the map name censored? Oh, what are they doing? DE not liking the clowns or the circus. It's too low. Why is that censored? What is censored about that name? Maybe I shouldn't ask that. I'm just gonna get bad answers in the chat. On YouTube, hello Anthony, hello Victor, and hello Asif. Do Koreans struggle against Slavs in the late game? I'd say maybe the opposite, with Koreans having bombard cannons. Hund versus Hund. I guess that is a bit harder in Hund. So, Tulau. Oh, Ciskhan changing colors. He's not yellow, he's blue now. We'll keep him in the blue. He's looking for some revenge after that first loss. This is the non-regicide version of Tulau. You might have seen it as regicide earlier. Still, this one fish, always this fish here, is missing. That's something for Rapture to add to the bug report list. There's one fish that's missing. Always missing. And over here we'll have in the gray again, Benanji. Does Benanji always pick gray? Is he a gray picker? Very few people are gray pickers, but some players are. Orange pickers, I think, are more common. At least you have people like Andy, or in the old days back, who picked orange. I don't really know of any pro player who picks gray all the time. Or only likes to pick gray sometimes when we play team games. That's because he is colorblind, and he actually can see the gray color. Yes, this is the map where Viper lost the king to a Trub snipe. His fortified tower got destroyed, he forgot about the king, and the Trub sniped the king. Yes, indeed. Was that Turs who did that to him? I forget who it was who did that to him. Was it Target who did that? I already mixed up Turs and Target the other day. The Nocturna German players whose names start with T. Isn't it confusing to have a name that starts with a T? You know, people will just confuse you with T90. I know the pain. Oh, Tricky Mickey, a fellow T name. Enthusiast. How are you doing? You like this map? I'm glad you do. I hope you people like the maps in the map pool. I hope you all enjoy the clowniness. What is... Oh, we have a scout trap here. Benanji has his scout trapped. Tryhard. Oh, there's a good old German spelling, putting a T at the end instead of a D. Instead of try hard. Deletes that, gets, ooh. He tries to get the Vil to the inside. And kill the scout with less HP lost on his own scout. No loom. Actually, in that situation, I think Benanji wants to just attack the scout from Ciskhan, get as much HP off of that as possible. As the Vil isn't going to die anyway. And he'll just go on a farm at some point. So we have some quick walling. Some immediate quick walling. That's going to result in a dead scout from Benanji. Now, as we pointed out earlier with the missing shorefish, there are indeed shorefish in the middle, and this can lead to docks. Docks and some fire galley fights. Map looks funky. It is fairly funky. Also a bit of a stat change on the outside where we have jungle trees that have 200 wood. So it's like chopping through 4 trees to get to the outside. Somewhat Chaos Pit-esque, if you will. Typical Auslautverhärtung. Am I pronouncing that word somewhat decently? Auslautverhärtung. The A umlauts are rare enough. I feel like I don't have enough practice saying them. And the U umlaut is something that I feel like as an English speaker, I don't have a corresponding sound. The difference between a U with and without an umlaut in German is, I think, the hardest phonetic difference for me to wrap my mind around. Really good pronunciation? Yes. Evening tea with Tea West. Well, you can drink your evening tea while I drink my morning coffee. And speaking about docks, finally we have a dock here from Benanji. Going to the middle, we'll see if he does any fishing ships. There's a relic in the middle. A umlaut is the easiest since it's pretty close to what an American A sounds like anyway. Yeah, no difficult in pronouncing that. Wait, we don't have a single character that makes an O umlaut sound, but it's... we at least have the sound. Some more walls going up. Benanji walling to the edge. Where's he taking wood? Taking wood on the corner. Maybe looking to wall to the corner and keep the gold safe. O umlaut and CH. I can't really pronounce an O umlaut by itself, but in the middle of a word. I don't think I've ever had trouble with it. What is the CH word that you see then? That English speakers stumble on? I don't remember ever having trouble with that in German. SCH. Yeah. Yeah, the ST at the beginning of a word does sound a bit different than it would in English, but you just need to be aware of that. It's more of a sh sound with the S. Like you're shushing someone. So we'll have arson on the way now from Ciskhan. As we have feudal on the way from Benanji. And men-at-arms coming in. Men-at-arms coming in. I was looking at the dock. I didn't see the men-at-arms and the villagers coming around the side. And Benanji did not wall himself up fast enough. Wants to do a range, but could be difficult getting that up now. Or, wait a minute, no, that's not Benanji's range. That's Ciskhan's range. Okay, so Ciskhan looking to use the men-at-arms to pressure this lumber camp on the side. And if he gets out even just a single archer, that's going to stop Benanji from chopping through. And remember, 200 wood on the trees, so that's 156 wood left before the villagers can break out. You still can't reliably pronounce thresh. I think we're about to maybe cross the threshold of too much feudal age pressure for Benanji to handle. As a tower will be coming in, that will hit the gold. that had been open. Imagine men-at-arms running in there. And it'll force up a defensive tower on the gold, but a defensive tower on the gold means there will be nothing to protect the lumber camp. And those 4 vills will be at the mercy of this one archer. Swedish, I don't know anything about Swedish. The only thing I know is Spaden. Vill's going down to the archers. The men-at-arms break in. That tree is 60 wood left. The Vills will not make it. Alas, they will not make it. This Vill will try to run. Will he get away? Will he get away? Will he just open the gate? Yeah, we'll be close. But the archers will get him. That scout needs to avoid the tower fire. And the one Vill here, the final Vill, she'll go down to the archers. Or there we go. For a second, I thought he was going to leave a bit too early. But okay, no more wood income from Benanji. And yeah, he is the middle, he is the dock, he is the fishing ship, but what are you going to do with a dock and no wood? Teleported to the YouTube chat, Pro Pleb. Well, thank you for watching in both locations. You can double the viewer count by opening both. Enjoying some nice 4K resolution and no ads. Spoiling you on YouTube. I try to. Maybe one day I'll spoil everyone with more pacifist campaigns on YouTube too. One day. There's Castle Leader on the way from Benanji. Hello, Chabs. Hope you're having a glorious day. It is hump day. And I'm feeling pretty good now that I've had a bit of coffee now. I'm waking up a bit. Quite glorious indeed. This was a day the set started at 8 a.m., so I woke up at 7:55 a.m. And it took me about, as we have a demo on Vils, just in time to see the explosion. 2 Vils dead for Ciskhan. Those Vils needed to wake up a bit more. Another demo on the way, and Ciskhan will be wise to that and run the Vils. Maybe Benanji wants to cancel that. So both players up to the Castle Age. Somehow, despite all the pressure, Benanji's up first, but down by 700 score. And 600 resources collected. Those men-at-arms still doing some good hoovering. Man, imagine if he had just walled up a few more tiles early on. Not been greedy waiting for Feudal to wall, but had walled from the start. His men-at-arms didn't get in, along with the range. And meanwhile, on the outside, who was chopped out? That's right, it's Ciskhan, the player who did not have his lumber camp pressured. Yeah, face down in the ponds. Drown were they not already dead? The faster you wall, the harder you ball. Arms taking out the Vils. Ooh, this is a disaster for those Vils. Men-at-arms now can sit under the tower. 5 men-at-arms. I hope we see longsword right away. Oh wait, we will, because these Bulgarians will get free longswords. There we go. There we go. More longswords. My wishes are fulfilled. The longsword's there to destroy the tower. And, well, there's the GG. Ciskhan will tie it up 1-1. Behind some men-at-arms. That was a beautiful forward range with the men-at-arms. 19-2 KD. And once they got in, nothing Benanji could do. And also lost the scout, right? He lost the scout early on to those gates, that quick wall. And thanks to that, struggled because he didn't scout the men-at-arms in time. Didn't wall up in time. That's another thing he's got to be thinking of. He lost the scout, so it's extra important to get the walls up because you're not going to scout for the wall timing. You have to just go for them. So GG, and hello, Pastarnak. Also, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying a good morning like I am. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to the Stronghold Frenzy. A glorious win for the Bulgarians, right? We don't see that too often. But this is a tournament you can use every civ once. So you use your Bulgarians to get them out of the way and save your better civs for later, I think. Okay, we're replying to some other messages for other tournaments. If you saw my map scripting stream last night, I'm helping out with some of the maps for the LY Cup land that's coming up. So I'm alt-tabbing to reply to messages. Once in the whole series, or in the whole tournament, Monkey. So the whole tournament is you have a GSL stage followed by a single elimination bracket. It is a 32-player tournament, so you have best of 5s for every set until the semifinals and finals, which are best of 7. So if you want to get farther in the tournament, you might want to invest into using your civs early on. Using your good civs early on. But if you want to save them for the end, then you're risking maybe getting upset early on. And the more games you play, the fewer civs you have available, so it behooves you to win your sets as quickly as possible too. AOM multiplayer. I wish I could play more AOM multiplayer, but it's just so much learning of the different civs to get into it. When it came out, I think my high was like rank 158 on the ladder. And I don't know how hard it is to get back to that if I were to play it again, because there were probably more players playing multiplayer when it first came out, and people were grinding for the Red Bull tournament. But it was basically, I played the Greeks, and I would win every land map, and then no matter what I would do, I'd lose the water maps. There are definitely some build order shenanigans I'd need to learn to be able to really get into it the way I'd want to. I think it's a lot of fun. But it's kind of hard to learn. Now, that'd be a good topic to discuss one time. Differences between AoE 1 and AOM and why AoE 2 kind of has a bigger competitive scene. Tournament name made me think I was streaming the Firefly game. Because I don't know what Firefly is, but because it has Stronghold, and that's another game. People did mention, I guess, there's what, Stronghold Crusader? I don't know who makes that. That's another game. But anyway, we will have Benanji as the Grey. He will be playing as the Cumans, the 2 TC Boomin Cumans to the southwest, and Ciskhan will be playing as the Britons to the northeast. Now this map is Sardis. Sardis features a fortified wall, so this is like doubles a wall, but in some sense, each wall, instead of 1080 HP, has 3000 HP, so it's like 3 times the hit points, and 2 walls, so this is like 6x is a wall. And then in the middle, there is a trade workshop. There's a trade workshop, and if you get there, you capture it, you get a trickle of resources. In your base, you have missing string 444,863. If you look at that in-game, it says mercenary camp. And what this building does is it lets you train a few units from the Battle for Greece Capture Aid DLC thingy. Bazi still employed there and put it in this map script. And those are some really powerful units. We'll discuss them when they come out and we can look at them. I don't think I can actually see what they are in Capture Age without having them pop out, but we'll discuss them. They're pretty strong. You have essentially a Shotel, you have like a Skirm, a kind of slinger, hand cannon, anti-infantry replacement, and then a hoplite. And the hoplites kind of buff each other when they're near each other. And walls are chunky. They are chunky. Bazi! Hello, everyone give some love for Bazi for making some wonderful clown maps, for making 6 times a wall. Successful attempt. That is an attempt at a pun for sure. Firefly Studios, the studio behind the Stronghold franchise. Yeah, Crusader is one of the games in that franchise. Okay. Yeah, I've seen some people streaming Stronghold Crusader. I guess there was just a remake or a re-release or a definitive edition thing. Was that? No, maybe that was Command & Conquer I'm thinking of that was kind of open sourced. I like open source stuff. I'm trying to make all my software open source as much as I can. Think the AI might struggle? You'll need to write a custom AI script then. That would be something really cool to do for tournaments. Include an AI tournament along with it. Get some custom AI scripts going. And they recently released the definitive editions for Stronghold Crusader. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. I've definitely seen that played. Kuman should be super strong here. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see if Benanji can get a good boom going. Oh, is he picking gray to camouflage himself with the neutral buildings? Now that could be a strategy on this map. Blend in with your surroundings. What advantage does it give you? I don't know. But I didn't think about that until now. Yeah, you could blend in. It's like the AOM, but based on Arthurian mythology. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Okay, yes, here we go. The mercenary hoplite here. To start attacking the wall, he has a hill advantage, and looks like he'll be doing 2 damage to the wall. 10 melee attack, and what does the wall have? 12 melee armor. What is his bonus? +2 against buildings. So this will have 24 building. How is he doing 2 damage? What is adding up? Maybe the attack bonus of them being next to each other helps? That looks like they should be doing 1 damage, like the minimum 1. I guess they have a charge attack too. I don't know. Anyway, they're trying to break through the wall. A few hoplites trying to break through the wall. These units, they make each other stronger when they're near each other, and they also have a charge attack. Maybe it's the hill. I don't know. I would think that the hill bonus would be applied to the 0 that's everything canceled out, though. I don't know what's going on here. My eyes are, unless my eyes are deceiving me, which they could be because I'm getting older. Ooh, that hoplite's doing a dance. Look at him go. Look at him go. But Andy's trying to do a stack. There we go. A good Phosphor-esque stack to attack faster. Can they charge attack against buildings? I don't know. Can I get ChatGPT to create an AI script? It might be more competent at AI scripts than it is at random maps, simply because there are the AI scripting language was based on an actual programming language. So it's like, it was used to program like satellites and stuff in the 80s. I don't know, I've not tried it though. I don't think you get anything competent from it. Is he going for an oh my gosh, he is going for an all-in ram push. He's going for an all-in ram push. He is. Ciskhan up to feudal. And oh my gosh. Ciskhan's not going to scout this because he's behind his walls. He'll be completely blind to it. Maybe thinking that Benanji just is booming on 2 TCs. He even could add a second TC. But he doesn't even need a barracks. He can just go hoplites here. How quickly does this get in if he gets a second wall up? I don't think there's a chance that he gets through the wall and destroys the TC. And I think he will need a tower to stop rewalling behind this. But okay, Benanji's cooking here. He is cooking. There go the forward vills. So yeah, it will be a tower. Or what if he just does a forward TC? That could be crazy. I don't think that's what he's going to do, though. It's probably going to be a tower. Yeah, the Sickle Warrior, which is like a Shotel Warrior. The Peltis, which is like a Skirm. The Slinger, which is like a Slinger. And the Mercenary Hoplite, yes. Indeed, those are the 4. Yeah, you can break through and they won't see. Oh my gosh, you're right. He could break through down here or be sneaky. And there's the Peltast. And if you look at the stats, it's like a Skirm kind of, in the fact that it has really good Pierce armor, but it doesn't have an attack bonus against archers, only against cav archers. But it has more Pierce attack than normal. So it's kind of like a crossbow Skirm hybrid that's good against cav archers and takes less range damage. Has a minimum range of 1, 2, like a Skirm. So it's like a Skirm, but a more different Skirm. And now outposts coming up. Ciskhan will see the hoplite. With the Peltasts, he might be able to, or the Peltists, he might be able to, or I guess Peltast is how to say it. He might be able to see Vills pushing. And the trade workshop now is controlled by Benanji. Still on 1 TC is the Kumans, but still will be ahead in Vills because of that TC up from Ciskhan. Now Ciskhan will add in a workshop. Maybe he's afraid of the ram push. Maybe he knows what's coming. Where is the ram? Just chilling in the middle right now. Market for Benanji. Vills are forward. Now, I like that idea with the sneak ram. I mean, what is the line of sight here? Ciskhan, not much, not much. Good to have a breakthrough than a push for the TC. No loom yet. How much money is on the line for this tournament? A total of $700. For these players in the top bracket, it is $600, and we siphoned off $100 for the Silver League. Originally, we were going to have around $500 for the prize pool. We got some more support for the prize pool. So we added a prize for the Silver League, just because that was really high elo too. Oh my gosh, it's a siege tower. It's a siege tower. Outpost to scout that not up in time, and the Peltasts will hit that Vil. She'll have to run. He at least has Loom. Trying to finish the outpost, that's not going to go up. She can dodge, though, no ballistics. Here come the hoplites, not fast enough, I don't think, to engage against the Peltasts. Not really the good Pierce armor they want either, too. Now that the Peltasts are out, though, they can't get back in. That's a one-way siege tower. Still no rams on the fortified walls. Looks way cooler than a skirmisher. He does look pretty darn cool. Especially his shield. What's that on the shield? Is it like a face? It looks kind of like an owl on the shield. Where are the mercenaries from? The Rhodian slingers, obviously, are from Rhodes. Where are the mercenary Peltasts from? This is like one of those mercenary units you'd hire in Rome Total War. Right? The mercenary hoplites there were insane if you could hire them as a mercenary unit, especially in the early game. That was a great unit to bolster your army. The defensive tower in the middle, still only 1 TC from Benanji. But he does have the workshop, and he is playing workshop control on this map. You get a good trickle of resources from the workshop. And that was his plan. Kuman ram push to get to the workshop as fast as possible. And still only on 1 TC though. So he's not workshopping into multiple TCs, he's workshopping into towers to hold the workshop. Do towers hold it, or do you actively need units there? That's a good question. Does anyone in chat know how this works? I guess we'll find out. Owl tells Athenian, but that's not the right kind of owl. Okay. Anyway, it's Hoplite Tower. Peltast originally was a Macedonian unit from Alexander the Great, recruited from Thessaly, I believe. Okay. Do the mercenaries get better through the ages or stay the same? I think they stay the same, but they're pretty darn good enough. Like, these are better than feudal age units to start out with, I think. I guess they get better in the sense that you'll have better blacksmith upgrades, where civs might have bonuses that compound on them. Like, if you were one of these players, the Burmese, they get extra attack per age, or Malians, extra pierce armor per age for their hoplites. But the base stats, I think, don't change, unless I'm wrong. Are we cooking? We had a feudal age ram push against the neutral wall to grab a trade workshop. If that's not cooking, I don't know what is. So now we have castle age, and we'll have a stable in the middle, so that'll be maybe for some steppies. Steppies to clean up the Peltasts, who have no melee armor and low HP, so Steppies probably should be able to clean that fairly well. Bills will dodge in and out of the tower to try to finish the stable if they can. Other units become available, for example. I don't think you want to go, like, mainline these units in Imp. Maybe you could, though. I did see a good game in the show matches of Peltasts versus War Wagons. That was good for the Peltasts. So maybe it depends on what your opponents make. You can have a lot of them. Not possible. I'm not sure what isn't possible now. I've lost track of the conversation. So 3rd TC on the way for Ciskhan. He is pulling ahead in Vils. Surprised still we haven't seen a 2nd TC from Benanji. Usually if you're staying feudal for a long time, you want to sneak that 2nd TC in at some point. Even behind the ram push, you can usually afford it, but he's staying 1 TC with double stable steppies. And is this a mistake from Ciskhan to break forward to the middle? Because he has seen 1 stable, hasn't seen the 2nd. But stable should indicate steppies if he's really thinking, if he's cooking. What are the units? They added skins to A. They're not skins, they're units from the Capture Age DLC, from that Battle for Greece one. If you see oysters in maps, it's the same DLC that added that. It's a campaign DLC. Which, had the nice thing that they were able to do some crazy things, kind of like make a different game in the AoE 2 engine. Which was fun because you can keep it to the campaigns and you don't have to load multiplayer with a bunch of random units and features, but you can use them in your map scripts, so if you want to use them in map scripts, you go ahead and use them. You don't even need the DLC. So that wall almost destroyed. Almost. Wikipedia says they came from Thrace and Paeonia. I don't know what Paeonia is. Where is that? Well, where is the modern day equivalent? Okay, Hoplite's raiding a bit. foot's falling asleep while I'm casting. I don't know why. Not like sitting awkwardly on my chair or anything. The eco advantage starting to snowball. What is this? Why is this wall open? How did that get open? I don't know, but the steppies are in. The steppies are in, and a bunch of hoplites are going to come in behind them as the Vils run. And they're maybe ready to start hoovering. Second TC for Benanji in the middle. So he won that first game thanks to map control, and maybe he's going to do the same here. First was map control for relics, now maybe it's map control for the workshop. That is a huge Vil difference, though. 36 Vils to 64 is a lot, even if you do have a workshop. Serbia in that area, okay. So doubt-like.
Mandatum.
I was getting poked down. And wait, well, Ciskhan's calling the GG. He's calling the GG. And Benanji with the strategy does it. The steppies get in. Ciskhan doesn't think he can wall the hole. Is this GG? I mean, Ciskhan has a huge villager lead. But he's going to call it. He doesn't have the units to fight the hoplites too. Okay. 17 on stone wasn't fast. He could throw down a castle now and go longbows and try to defend. I mean, ACCM wouldn't call it GG here, but Ciskhan going to call it, and Benanji's up 2-1. Steppies got in. And that's a 9-3 lead for Ciskhan in the KD, but it's the potential KD. That would happen soon. So Benanji, a good res lead thanks to that workshop and idling some of Ciskhan's economy. And well, that trade workshop was strong. Workshop strong indeed. And that gives him a 2-1 lead in the best of 5. And now Ciskhan with his back against the wall might have to start using better civs and not saving them for later. You don't want to go out without having used your good civs. That's just kind of a waste. That's not a Daniel level. GG. Let's not bring other people into this. And bloodless, low bloodless. I mean, from our perspective, right, we can see the Vil difference. We can see the eco difference. And we can see that, like, it wasn't all that large. And yeah, Benanji had more res collected from the workshop. But from Ciskhan's point of view, he's getting raided by steppies. And maybe Ciskhan, like, the one thing Ciskhan couldn't scout was because of the walls, whether or not there was a second TC from Benanji. Maybe Ciskhan was thinking there that Benanji had been 2 TC booming in feudal while he was taking the workshop, and that the Vil count actually wasn't all that difference, because he's seeing the score difference, and he's seeing Benanji with all those steppies and a score difference. And remember, it's from our point of view, we see a lot more than Ciskhan does. So from his point of view, he might be thinking his opponent was 2 TC coup and booming, has a huge eco lead and is raiding him. When really that wasn't the case. So maybe that's something players as the tournament goes on, if they learn Sardis, will have to be aware of the fact that they can't make assumptions like that based on the scouting. Or that they have to get more accustomed to the map. Something like that. I don't necessarily think it was like a horrible GG call based on what he is seeing, but I think from what we can see, then it becomes a bit more questionable. I mean, I don't think he was in a good spot with steppies raiding his economy, but might have still had a chance if he could throw down the defensive castle and defend for a bit. That's what it would have been tricky regardless. Oh, the spectator dashboard just told me Jordan's on a 5-match winning streak, so congrats for Jordan. And they're in the lobby getting ready for the next game. What does the trade workshop do? Generates a trickle of resources. Hello, Drool Man. ACCM's reputation of fighting to the bitter end always will get mentioned. Would this be an upset if Ciskhan loses? He does have a 400 elo lead over Benanji. So, or not 400 elo, 395 elo. 2598 to 2203 according to the dashboard, and here we are into the game, loading in. Underdogs are performing well on Sardis. What makes you say that? You think they're just practicing for it? So next will be Veldshans, and this will be Ciskhan's home map. So we'll have Benanji in the gray to the west-southwest. He has a 2-1 lead. He's trying to close things out here. He'll have a few farms surrounding his TC. This map has a lot of neutral palisade walls, lots of waving flags. Waving about. And on the other side to the east, we will have Ciskhan as the blue Slavs. Slavs Berbers. Ooh, so better eco for the Slavs with their farming bonus, but discount for the stable units for Berbers. Some foxes in the middle, so Vils can go take the foxes. Yeah, the map is still vigorously waving. I don't think Rapture had a good chance to adjust it, and I know I didn't either. So Vils taking the foxes. And so the neutral resources on the map, if you break through the fortified palisades, you can get to these golds, you can get to the foxes and the hares and the cows. And the wolf, gotta be careful of the wolves. And you can grab cows too, cattle, yeah. And you can get to these areas and take some safe resources because you're protected by the walls. But maybe not too protected if your opponent breaks through too. Just like the previous map where you're not gonna have scouting everywhere. So 4 relics on this map, 2 on each side on the outside, and then 1 in the middle. Don't know if it's consistent 2 and 2, or maybe you can get 1 and 3 sometimes, but that's what it is this generation. Rock terrain over here, so you can't wall directly between the fortified palisades, but you can wall in front of it. And again, Benanji picking the gray color to camouflage himself in with the walls. I would not be surprised to see Ciskhan having picked red here, or team colors here to play for blue versus red. Tries to get a wall in. Tries to wall that Vil. Won't quite get the trap he wanted. Close to it. Imagine if it devolves into just streams of hussars pouring out from both sides. Villagers beware. A lot of games devolve into that, right? Both civs are excellent at cav, so Berbers would have the discount. Slavs would have the farm bonus. Difference would be Berbers have the camels, Slavs have the halbs. So one has a gold dependency on counter and cav. Camel archers, I think, will be difficult for the Slavs to deal with. And remember, Berbers do have bombard cannon. So maybe that's the composition they eventually want to get to, camel archer bombard cannon. I think that can be difficult for the Slavs. Slavs do tend to struggle against bombard cannons late game. They don't have a great way of dealing with them as long as they're protected. They can flood cav to try to snipe them. But that can always be vulnerable. Scout goes down to a Vil. Gigantic idle time for Benanjis. He's fighting with Vils. Speedy Berber Vils, he wants the Vil fight, maybe. That's his plan, to Vil fight. So far, Ciskhan managing the TC a bit better, not having much idle time, and picking off a Vil, and that's not what you want to happen. When you're the Berbers, you want to be speeding away. Speeding away, we have Ciskhan saving a Vil. And so Benanji tried to get walls up to trap the Vils. There we go, Benanji gonna wall himself in. Surprised he's not just running away when he has the speed advantage, but... Oh, look at these BF quick walls. The place both tap and double tap. I know Viper here got pretty good at that. I've not practiced that myself, but it's a nice trick to use. Look at these walls, using the gate as a wall, using the mill as a wall. The mill as a wall. Hello, Lord Benji.
Приказание? Да.
Приказание.
So, boiler there, Ciskhan. All in all, more idle TC time for Benanji, and 2-0 KD on the villagers for Ciskhan. Both players also losing their scouts, and that'll give Ciskhan a 3-Vil lead so far. 3-Vil lead. Ooh, this Vil needs to wall himself in. He is low on HP, but Ciskhan no problem doing so. Keeps that Vil alive. Oh wait, where is he going? What did you... What? You did save the Vil, Ciskhan. What did you do there? What was that? Well, okay. 2 Vil lead for Ciskhan then. How worth are these forward walls? Benanji has to hope they're very worth. I don't know, I haven't casted the map enough to see how this plays out, so your guess is as good as mine. Very low HP villager, and when I say very low, I mean 2 HP. This is gone. Benanji trying to chase that down. Speedy Berber Vils can chase that down. Gonna prevent the Vil from freely taking foxes.
Здрав будь. Приказание. Здрав будь.
Let's take the deer. I think the impression that Slavs struggle against bombard cannons is a bit dated. Speedy Slav monks plus cav makes it so the BBC gets converted more often than not. Now that's a good point. Their monks are faster, 20% faster. Let's see, they miss fervor, but they actually have better than fervor. And other than that, they miss heresy, but have a full monk tech tree outside of the lack of heresy. So converting cannons is really good for them. And Berbers themselves, no block printing, so they're not going to go atonement against those monks to take advantage of the lack of heresy. But Berbers do have heresy. So if your cannons start to get converted, you can do heresy. So good defensive monks, heresy, devotion, faith. Expensive to invest into all of that, but definitely an option if the Slav player does try to go monks. That's still what I'm thinking. Camel Archer Cannon and your Hussar raids outside of that. I've seen Magyars play Cav Archer, Magyar, Hussar very well against Slavs before. I saw a 4-hour game once on Arena where the Magyars Cav Archer camped, spammed Magyar Hussars, and did it for 4 hours until they eventually won against the Slavs. That's the Berber death ball. You never want to underestimate camel archers too. So 3 militia here from Ciskhan. I don't know what he's going to attack with them. Maybe he just goes through the neutral wall. That probably is less HP now than the full middle walls. Do palisades normally have 350 hit points these days? Wait a minute. It's 150 in the Dark Age, right? Why does... Benanji, and he's still dark. Why does he have so much HP on his palisades? What is this? Wait, why does he have 350 HP? It should be 150, right? Am I dreaming? And do I need to finish this coffee? Have I not woken up it yet? Can someone explain to me what's going on here? Is this a map scripting thing I'm just not aware of? Did I write this in the handbook and realize I need to read the handbook more thoroughly? That palisade's going down really quickly regardless of the HP. I think this is a hole behind it, as that Vil with 4 HP will survive and come back to the TC. This is a me issue. Did Rapture break something on the map? Rapture, did you break the palisade? Oh wait, they have 583 hit points now. What the heck? Okay, well, this is a good wall behind this. Gotta go through the fortified palisades. They are less HP'd than these walls are. I don't know if players maybe saw this and planned it. I didn't see a bug report about it. But maybe we need a hotfix before the next set today. Hashtag thanks Rapture. This has been the map since the start. I'm surprised no one noticed it. Or maybe they noticed and just assumed it was crazy and didn't report it. Yeah, so someone asked how valuable were the forward walls. If Benanji noticed how much HP they had, maybe he would have been more aggressive in fat slobbing this up. So I don't know if Ciskhan notices how much HP is on them. They still go down pretty quickly to the men-at-arms. Oh, I was going very quickly to the men-at-arms still. +4 building attack will do that. And he is in. Does he have arson? He has arson too, so +4 versus building, they still go down. Oh, and biscuits. Hello, biscuits. Are you the biscuits whose games we casted the other day? And what was that? Was that the GL event or was that midweek? It was in Midweek Madness. Yeah, it's Midweek Madness with the GL cookout maps that we had used, I think. I remember you playing a game on like that swampy Regicide map. Who was that against? That was against someone. You'd play an MM. Okay, we casted you then. As you had a name other than Biscuits when we casted you. Good FC time for how he started. Well, how he started was a lot of Vil losses, but now he's going to have stone for the castle. Castle we plop down here, and we all know from Phosphor builds, all you need is a castle, and then you can win with your unique units. The Camel Archer should be a darn good unique unit. He might need a tower on this wood line, though, in addition to the castle. That might stress his stone income. Lots of wood, and he doesn't have a market to sell that by stone. Now, where are these Vils going? Okay, if we get the tower, he's gonna go stone walls and just try to save the Vils. Okay, I guess that works too. He can come out here, re-wall, and do a lumber camp. And yeah, the castle will be right here, a picturesque castle on gold, stone, wood, and food. Just needs a closer mill. Against Chart, yes, it was against Chart. That's who it was, yes. I remember you went for some... You played the objective in that Regicide map and had a couple of bushes that were... They didn't work, but they were pretty nice. I cast so many games, I forget what I've casted, but I definitely remember that. And where are these Vils going? Where are they going? I mean, Ciskhan is open on the outside. He isn't up to the castle age yet. Is there a chance we see like a workshop and a monastery and a monk ram push? Camel archers at home, they're being amassed. Should be able to clean this, no problem. 6 archers, I don't know how many camel archers it'll take to deal with them. I also can hear people mowing the lawn outside. Which is nice if you live in an apartment and you don't have to mow your own lawn, but sometimes inconvenient if you're casting and the grass is being mowed. So apologies if the mic picks that up. Can't hear them. Not yet, they might get closer. There's not enough camel archers yet, I don't think. I think he needs another 1 or 2. Maybe you can hoover by the men-at-arms, but not by the archers. Like 5 and you can probably clear this. 3 is questionable. Oh, especially without Bodkin. You need Bodkin there. Otherwise, you don't have the range advantage over the feudal archers. Still would have preferred 4 with Bodkin, I think. At least now with Bodkin, you can dance a bit. I want the immersive experience. And look at this lumber camp from Benanji. Now that is where you get your lumber camp. So saying keep your friends close and your enemies closer, well, that is a clandestine economy right outside Ciskhan's base. Ciskhan has so much forward, you might not realize that's there. He still has camel archers. These Vils on the TC might be a bit exposed to the archers. And he's not going to have much food income, only 2 on food. You don't need that if you're going for a workshop and camel archers, though. What's he going to do here? Will stone wall the edge of the map to the reeds? Okay, why not? Our farm is going up as the crossbows keep hoovering. Oh, now they're right by the window. Now you'll hear them mowing that grass. Man, you want the immersive experience? There you go. I can feel the vibrations in the lid of this Dunkin' Donuts coffee I'm holding. Yeah, that's living the luxurious life, having your grass mowed for you. So Benanji might lose the market, and that will actually be kind of devastating for this Phosphor Rush, because you won't have the wood conveniently to build a second. Has he revealed it yet? No. Will it be revealed when this house goes up? I think no. No town watch. He has revealed the villain in the outpost. That is a speedy Berber villager who will not be caught. Will not be caught indeed, and she's gonna hoover her way to the opposite side through the walls and find a passage to slip around the side. And was she stuck there? Oh, she's attacking the wall. Misclick there from Benanji. And mark it down. And here is the reveal of the workshop. 3 mangonels now, and Ciskhan will have to react with a panic workshop of his own. But he has a huge villager lead now, 46 to 32. Or 48 to 32 even more. Those mangonels will be taking out the TC. Can he just react with Vills? I don't think rushing mangonels with Vills is necessarily a good idea for the most part, because the mangonels can attack ground and kill the Vills. Attack grounds from mangonels are stronger against Vills now because the secondary projectiles on attack grounds do damage. Deleting the farms when he just wants to repair in the back for now, wait for his own mangonel. Maybe with mangonel support it's easier to rush. So no 4th mangonel on the way, just 3 mangonels for now. Gonna eat into the wood supply of Ciskhan to keep repairing. And now it comes down to some mangonel micro on the front. Nothing really doing. Men-at-Arms attacking the blacksmith. Camel archers might be able to clean that. Crossbow's coming back. Here's the mangonel. Gets 1 mangonel. Gets 2 mangonels. Gets 2 mangonels from Ciskhan with the micro. Benanji falling apart. Can't get a hit. Another mangonel on the way. And yeah, well, I mean, Town Watch, I think he has that in... Does he have line of sight here? Oh, from the outpost. I got the colors mixed up for a second. Yeah, has the outpost there for line of sight. And no Town Watch yet. No Town Watch yet. That would be useful. And oh, finally loses the mangonel. But ooh, loses it just before the knight picks the other one off. But I think he'll be happy to have stopped the mangonel push, kept the TC alive. Now with a 20 Vil lead, he is looking to be in a good spot. Vils will quick wall to keep the knight away. He'll be safe. So at least forced a reaction. Mangonel micro was poor. And lost essentially. That was essentially a 1-for-3 trade. And he almost got away with saving the mangonel at the end too. Imagine if that was 3-for-0. Not a coffee. I need more coffee now. Gotta be careful though. I can't drink too much coffee. It gives me migraines. Do I have the washer going? What do you mean? Bloodless, do I have the washer going? Oh, that's as I said, that's the guy mowing the grass outside in the background. That's what that is. That should be gone in a few minutes, hopefully. He's not right by the window anymore. He's moved away slightly, but you probably still hear him. Yeah, the lawn was washed earlier when it rained. It's now being mowed. Freshly washed and freshly cut. Way too bare bones. He has 30 villagers. I think bare bones is putting it lightly. I mean, these are bones that don't even have marrow. Sounds like a mess to mow freshly rained on grass. I guess they're doing it now. Maybe it's supposed to rain more later in the day or later in the week. And they're just like, let's get it out of the way. Thursdays usually are the day they mow it, but today is Wednesday and they might just be calling an audible due to the weather. I guess that's a phrase Europeans won't understand, calling an audible. Oh, that wolf going for the camel archer. That wolf is going for the camel archer. The camel archers are attacking the palisade. They've gotten through, though. They've gotten through. Wolf's gonna give chase. Lost 5 Vils to what? Oh, look, a crossbow raid. They picked off some Vils. 17 to 6 eco KD now. And these crossbows are in a position to hoover. Camel archers picking off some Vils. Now, I don't want to say there's a game Camel Archers can't win, but it is 28 vills to 78. That is a 50 villager lead for Ciskhan. More than double his opponent's vills. Way more than double. Okay, what type of mangonel shot do we have here? Ciskhan takes a bit of a hit. Paid attention just enough at the end to micro away. See some scorpions. Well, the crossbows can retreat through that wall. He does have ballistics. That'll make the fight easier. Ballistics for both players. And it's now Skirm, the best unit in the game, should be more effective at giving a counter to these camel archers. Huge score lead for Benanji, or I mean for Ciskhan too. Benanji maybe looking at the score, thinking it's time to resign soon. Not ACCM score territory, but now it's going to be Elite Skirm out to deal with the camel archers. And look at those Skirms taking a darn good fight. More Skirms on the way. The ram even going for the camel archers. Look at the ram being used in the fight. Close to 200% fill lead is now 90 to 34. Yeah, Lewis, that is, I think Rapture confirmed that is a bug in the map script that he'll have to go fix for future games. Now there's the GG from Benanji, and we will have a game number 5 coming up. Look at the stats. That's 37 to 28 KD in favor of Ciskhan. That's just everything in favor of Ciskhan there. Won the initial Vil fight, and the camel archers were not in time to do damage. Creative use of the map going forward with the Vils for the workshop, but that was a bit too late. So decider time now. 2 to 2. And everyone winning their home maps so far. And I'm gonna say Ngome as the final map. Maybe it's pronounced Gnome, but I will say Ngome. Cider time? It's the time of year for cider. No, not the Audible, the books service. The audiobook thing, like the Amazon thing. Am I winning quest? Are you typing like Panda, Baron? They're always winning when Baron's in the chat. Out of coffee. I need to grab some water now. And remember, we have 2 more sets today. We have GG out versus Turs at 15 GMT, and Draken versus Dave Hunt at 16 GMT. So I think what we'll do, we'll cast Tato ACCM after this for Hyper Random, and then we'll swap to the second set, because Tato ACCM, that'll take at least 2 hours, right? Because there's no beating around the bush there. And then we'll cast, since the 15 to 16 GMT sets might overlap a bit, we'll cast the 15 GMT set afterwards as Rex. I think that'll be the plan. And we'll get a hyper random set in between. is more like, instead of Ngome, Ungome? Ungome? Okay. Oh, failed to download match content. That's why I didn't join. Let me attempt to join again. It's Swahili. Make of that what you will. I can't make anything out of that. Like I said, I need names to be English, German, or Elvish if I have a chance of pronouncing them. Alright, so we will have Ciskhan as the blue Huns, Benanji as the gray Lithuanians, and I don't know how to explain this map. You can build extra TCs right away. You can make as many TCs as you want. Plop down 5 TCs in the Dark Age if you want. Go ahead. Do Britons get their TC discount on this map? That could be cool. Multiple TCs, so Ciskhan as the Huns won't need houses. Huns Lithuanians, so the civs you expect for multi-TC starts, and Ciskhan will already be doing a dock, saving the wood on the houses, not needing houses, and he will dock and start to do fishing ships. How does he have a fishing ship queued already? Oh, that's because it's Benanji, and Benanji does a dock. So the Lithuanians get the dock even faster. And oh, they'll get, remember, 100 food per TC, so that's 200 extra food they get. They can go straight to the wood and look to pump out the fishing ships and take the great fish marlins. Now, in addition to the great fish marlins, there's also a pond to the west that has perch in it. Perch only have 200 food, so not as much as the marlins, but good food nevertheless. And then all the way to the east, should you dock here, there are more marlins and also a relic island. I've yet to see someone transport and take the 7 relics, despite them being out there and free for the taking if you do. Hopefully we'll see that at some point. It's a fortress in Tanzania. Okay, okay. We get to learn about different fortresses then from Stronghold Frenzy. That's fun. Benanji is cooking, but he needs to keep making vills. Second evening tea. Ooh, a second tea. I need a second coffee. So, yeah, Benanji is the Lithuanians, opening up a lead with the extra food. Yeah, Benanji. Good fill lead over Ciskhan. Ciskhan falling behind slightly. Saving the wood, but not having the extra food to keep the TCs running. And Benanji managing to throw down houses in time. And this is his home map, and he was very well practiced for the build on the other home map he had. So we'll see if he can continue the strong play here. At 10 p.m. Vietnam time, we'll see ACCM versus Tato and Masters of Hyper Random 3. Expect to see these two throwing out demo ships on water maps. Yep. And like I said, we'll cast that, which is in about 16 minutes after we finish this set, after we finish this game. So a 5-game set here, I think, worked out darn near perfectly in terms of timing. Get to ACCM Tato. And then get 2 hours before the next Stronghold Frenzy set. Or 1 hour, but also 2 hours. We have our pick. So Elephant taken by the Vills by the TC. Yep, that's the theme. Well, the theme is just walled maps. I guess some of them are fortresses around the world. Some of them are just whatever walls people decided to come up with. The clowns are pretty good about naming stuff, though. I'm sure all the names are appropriate. I mean, what could be a better name than Zawal to describe exactly what the map is? So Feudal Age on the way for Ciskhan. Outpost also going up for Ciskhan. It's definitely the theme for SF1. Marintho based his on historical fortifications almost entirely. For this edition, especially mine, are a bit more loosely based on this theme. So here we see the extra TCs coming into play, as we have 1, 2, 3, and now a 4th Dark Age TC for Benanji as the Lithuanians. I was joking when I said 5 TCs in the Dark Age earlier, but Benanji isn't joking around here. Oh, I love how he built the TC on top, like, of the elephant. The elephant's going to try to pass to the other side, so the elephant getting funneled here right by the vills. And they might try to walk back later. I don't know, but that's in a perfect spot to hunt once the TC goes up. 7 relics here. If I'm Benanji, I'm thinking I'm doing the TCs, I'm fast castling, then I'm going to dock here and take the relics as your Lithuanians. And if there are 7 relics, if you win the water here, get at least 4 of them, you're in a great spot. Do we think Ciskhan knows about the extra TC thing? Well, yes, because he made the TC right at the start of the map. Do we think he knows that it's more than 1 TC, and not just 1 additional TC? I don't know. I don't know what his plan would be. He wants to add more. Yeah, maybe he adds 1 at the start and then kind of goes cruise control. Someone did point that out, and I updated the handbook to say additional TCs and not just a second TC. Yeah, that's something I'd like to format a bit better, information about the maps. It'll be then the next tournament. Every tournament, hopefully, will get some better handbook improvements. We keep building and improving as we go. And double dock here on the pond for Ciskhan, going to try to disrupt the fishing from Benanji. Alright, so Benanji going for this pond, Ciskhan going even harder for it. But Castle Age will come, or no, never mind. 1 player up to Castle, 1 up to Feudal. I thought they were both Castle, never mind. Benanji's still Dark Age, but 75 to 54 eco. However, some of them are fishing ships. We'll have double galleys on the water already for Ciskhan. Ciskhan starting to run out of great fish marlins. He's been fishing so much. There are also neutral docks here. Don't confuse the neutral docks with the gray docks. I guess they're still Dark Age now, so you won't. Should we maybe change the graphics of these Gaia Dark Age docks so they look different? That could be cute. Make them look fancy. Make them look like a Castle Age African dock, maybe? Or a Feudal Age one, at least? And okay, Elephant Lure again from Ciskhan. Kind of far from the TC. No wheelbarrow, so the Vil isn't faster. At least he does have Loom. Change them to Chronicles port. Would that make sense thematically for the map? I think it's supposed to be an African map, so I would think maybe no. You don't want the Greek themes. We already have the Greek buildings in Sardis. So Fire Galley coming out, but the galleys will just focus down the fishing ships first. And that's now 2-0 on the Eco KD, I think mostly due to fishing ships, and we'll probably see some more as War Galley comes in, and 1 or 2 fire ships will devastate all the fishing ships here. You can try to hide under the TC, maybe. Chronicles, it's not only Greek, I guess that's true. Are there appropriate African buildings in Chronicles? That's the question for Bazi. And not all the civs are Greek. I feel like we'd want to keep the medieval African theme, though. Okay, so Ciskhan winning the water. Definitely winning the water, but still down by about... oh, what is that? 89 to 54 villagers. Has to make up for that with the fishing ships, and he will be going Cav Archers. So Huns are Huns, and it's Cav Archer time. Cav Archer is a unit that Lithuanians can struggle with unless they have a good number of skirms. Their faster moving skirms can be great. And now Cav Archer plus War Galley pressure, but Angie maybe not having the best eco balance. He's floating a ton of gold and can't quite click up to the Castle Age. Maybe wasn't expecting to lose all the fishing ships as Ciskhan comes forward. And that dock goes down, and War Galleys are great against TCs in the Feudal Age. They only have 6 Pierce armor, no building armor, and that'll now be +7 against buildings and 9 Pierce attack. So that's 10 damage per bolt that the War Galleys do. That TC will go down in no time. Yeah, maybe the extra TCs were a bit ambitious. Oh, he's going for a tower rush. He was tower rushing in addition to the TCs. Is there a world where Benanji just focuses on winning the fortress area to the east and then grabs 7 relics and camps with 7 relics, tries to then win water and goes water trade, Huns are a good water save usually. I don't know if that's actually in the cards. Maybe it could be. Huns do have elite cannon galleon. No shipwright though. Oh wait, no, that's Lithuanians I'm looking at. No shipwright for Lithuanians. No heavy demo. Huns are the ones, they have dromans. Yeah, Huns have dromans now. No shipwright for them either, and no fast fire. Actually, fast fire here could be great for the Lithuanians. They get cannon galleon. No siege engineers, so not the most range, but elite cannon galleon for hitting inland if they win the water. Winning water means you go down these side passages. That could be the play. I think for Benanji as he's up. How did he have enough stone? I guess he mined a lot of it early on. Yeah, he's very heavily mining the stone. Does he even have the stone mining upgrade? He does not. Now that could behoove him, perhaps. Another TC. Bill's trying to run. Cav archers have ballistics on the way. They'll be more accurate shortly. Chain barding, light cav, and husbandry. As is a defensive castle down here between the TCs to try to hold. And a forward workshop here to complement the towers. I'm still looking for the dock and the transport and the monks, so that's a lot of resources for him. And as much as he has 110 villagers, feels like he's still tight on economy. 110 villas, but hasn't really had time. He's ahead in res collected, but also has lost a lot. Doesn't have time for the villas to pay off fully. Needs to buy himself some time, as he will have the advantage over time. And hello, Alonzo. How you doing over on YouTube? And oh, the Ville's trying to panic build a house, but the knight comes over. Doesn't even need the pop space. Okay, knight won't come over. Oh, but those are some forward villas that the knights and the war galley will find. Well, still a 20 eco unit lead. 14 fishing ships. They're going to become pretty inefficient soon. They're taking the oysters, but some of them on box turtles now, shorefish, far from the docks, so not the most efficient, and the Ville difference is maybe a bit bigger than it would imply thanks to that efficiency. Lap. And Mangonel comes out from the workshop. Can it get 2? Can it get a second? Can it get a second? He needs a good attack ground. Inside the min range, he doesn't get the attack ground off. And ooh, okay, some questionable micro there from Benanji, but at least he goes 1 for 1. And Doc over here from Ciskhan as he's looking to grab the 3rd bit of water. Grab the 3rd bit of water. And we'll have monks now for Benanji. Monks here. And another castle on the mainland. That'll be a castle near these docks. That'll help maybe reclaim the water as he has some knights already. As the Lithuanians, he really wants those relics. 110 Vil low eco shows how important the eco upgrades are. Yep, and it's not like he doesn't have eco upgrades, right? He has at least all the feudal eco upgrades, but does not have bowsaw. Does not have bowsaw. Knights attacking, and he is up by 5k res collected, but he's throwing knights into the cav archer meat grinder, which is exactly what you want to see if you're Ciskhan. This is the unit composition you want to be fighting. I mean, skirms still are perhaps a lower eco option than knights in Lechai. Monk's OP. Well, he is going skirm and monk now, so the 2 best units in the game. As we're walling up here from Benanji. He still feels dead, kind of, but he's also still pushing. I don't know what to say. I'm leaning more towards he feels dead. And remember, the score could be water, so maybe a bit inflated from having won water not just once but twice over, and also inflated a bit from the fishing ships. Is fishing from oysters useful? I have no idea. I have no idea. And food eco also is terrible because his fishing ships are not on deep fish, they're on oysters and shorefish. So that 20 on food is even a bit misleading. And oh, we have it! 3 monks in a transport, 3 monks in a transport. So our Lithuanians player should be able to get 3 relics. Then go back up. With a 4th. Where are you going? It's the same spot every time you scattered it. Saved on bowsaw. Well, now he has bowsaw and heavy plow. There we go. Okay, the clown car of the seas. Oh, the fire ship coming over, though. That's not going to get there in time. Will the monks get back? The monk wants a conversion, but the mangonel gets it. They're going to loop around. Oh, that one's not looping around the back. They gotta loop around the back there. Don't let the knight spot you. Monk goes down, but there we'll have 3 relics for the Lithuanians, who suddenly will have a good attack upgrade on their knights. But does attack matter if you're not actually getting close to the cav archers? As Ciskhan has 23 cav archers, that's a good mass. But we have Imp. As Sato said, Benanji does manage to click Imp. And should be able to win a Treb war with only cav archers. Then Ciskhan will not have a unit for sniping off Trebs. Unless he goes Tarkins. Where is Dark from? I take it you mean Dark the clan and not Dark the player. I don't know. Benanji is from Germany. At least according to the flag on his profile. So more monks to try to convert fire ships. And to convert knights. If they convert the fire ships, that opens up a lane for the transport to come and pick up more relics. Oh, Dark the Clan, you're right. That is from the USA. That's the Spring Clan. Oh my gosh, you're right. I know what the Dark Clan is. So the partial relic heist, 3 out of the 4 he needs. The Ciskhan is still with a huge score lead, but down by almost 10k resources. And he's closed the Vil gap a lot, so it's 130 to 100 Vils. 15 fishing ships, though, and I have to say these fishing ships, they have to be getting inefficient at this point. The food eco is not there for Ciskhan, but as the Huns, maybe he doesn't need a food eco if he's pumping out cav archers. The only problem is, how does he deal with Trebs if he doesn't have cav archers? And he is Imp, so he will be Imp. Hunnic Trebs are more accurate in the Treb versus Treb fight, but I don't know if that matters if the castle goes down first. He was 2k3 and you matched him on the ladder. Lost 100 points then. So Vil's coming forward for the castle. Virtue's famous for hitting buildings. And he can afford chemistry. That he can. Okay, forward castle, and that could mean attacking the monastery to just deny the relics. 1 tile away. If he gets Bracer, does the castle hit the monastery, or is it 1 tile short? That's the question for someone like me to answer. Feeling when you're stuck hard 2k1. Well, one day, I mean, I haven't played 1v1s in almost a year now, but I'll need to grind the ladder. I'll need to get, that's my goal, high enough above 2k such that after Elo decay, I'm still above 2k. Then I can retire forever and ever. How many castle cav archers did it take to clear elite Lechai? Well, we won't know the answer to that because we have heavy cav archer embracer on the way. On the way, but maybe 30 seconds too late as the Lechai can push them, and this will be a destroyed castle. But at the same time, a lot of dead Lechai as the upgrades are about to come in. Chemistry clicked 2, and they just need to buy 10 more seconds for heavy cav archer. Bracers in. They almost have the upgrades, 3 seconds, and there is the upgrade. Now the Lechai will be wrecked even with their armor. Where's the demo? Not needed. Down they go. Ciskhan winning that fight, and now he's able to pop the Trebs on the right. Still only 3 relics, Benanji not able to grab other ones. We have 2 relics in for Ciskhan. And where are the other 2? Where are the other 2? Oh, there they are, just dropped off. There'll be 4 relics for Ciskhan now. As there's the Treb, do you go for the TC or the monastery? Against Lithuanians, they can go for the monastery first, then the TC. Pop out more Trebs, and then you're golden. So skirms! Finally, the best unit in the game, the Lithuanian skirms. I can't help but think Benanji needed these a lot earlier. The faster moving skirms, he needs the armor upgrades before they realistically can fight the heavy cav archers. Once that comes in, he'll be okay to fight. Maybe it's a bit too little too late though, as the cav archers... Oh, I said earlier, cav archers themselves can't push the trebs. They can if there's no defense. We saw earlier the late shine numbers were able to push the cav archers back, but not the case anymore when the numbers have dwindled. And over here, the TC down. Knights raiding and things falling apart for Benanji. Doing another TC. Trebs going for houses in the monastery. The opponent, even the late chaz, can't beat melee pathing? I mean, yeah, that's true. By controlling the pathing, Nili finally found a way to defeat players at Age of Empires. Yeah, Benanji floating a lot of gold, but the unit he's making now is skirms. So he tried to go for a 4 or 5 to 5 TC boom right from the Dark Age. Was hoping the extra food from the Lithuanian TCs would matter. And it didn't necessarily feel like a bad strat, but it did not work out for him in the end. With Tarkins now fixed, what's fixed about Tarkins other than the thump? As much as I love the thump now, I don't think, or the fact that they have a thump, I don't think that changes their in-game effectiveness, but maybe I didn't see the patch notes. There's so many changes, I don't even know what the stats are of units anymore these days. Let our MLB deathmatch. I could do that for map scripts, actually. Force DM. So Trebs still, I mean, over here on land, Benanji's still pushing, but it feels like the opposite of what I said, where I thought the Lithuanian player would concentrate on winning here with the relics. And Ciskhan now will have 7 relics. And if, what, 5 relics is like 6 vills on gold, 7, what do we want to call that, like 9 vills on gold, maybe? Which is a lot of extra pop space, too, for Ciskhan when you're at 200 pop. The problem is, Elite Latus and Elite Skirm push heavy cav archer. I've seen this enough times to feel like the Lithuanian player is advantaged here. So he could maybe win the land at this point, and then have to face a player on the water. I don't know if he's dead. I mean, he has 7 relics, he has this part of the map, but then wood control becomes an issue. He's chopped all the wood over here. He can go here for wood. He'll have a huge score lead, but that might be inflated from water. He can go Dromans to clear some of the coastline and chop the mangrove trees. But Benanji is winning the land. And because of the wood, I want to say this is more important. But because of the relics, the other side is maybe more important. Benanji going to dock here. What can he do? Oh my gosh, Benanji. Benanji could camp with Dromans over here and we could get a draw. Benanji's now out of gold. Well, he still has a bit of gold in the middle. Still has a bit of gold there. But you are right, this will run out. But if you can take the middle and then use wood to get back on the water, which is I guess a big if because this gun can take the water, then you can trade, maybe go trade cogs for gold. I don't know who's gonna win this game. I don't know. Guild's on the way for Benanji. He knows that he needs some gold. No trade cogs yet, but could become a thing. Get a sip of water. And 200 pop Droman attack ground corner camp. That's what we could see. Or we could see that with cannon gallons. If Benanji's gonna start going here, he'll go fast fire ship and try to take the corner. If he does take the corner, it could be cannon galleon camping. So what happens if he wins the land and then wins the corner with cannon galleons, but then the middle water is won by Ciskhan? I mean, we could have a draw where each player can camp on water. Like one group of water with cannon galleons, one group of water, or one clump of water with dromons. And then have like a double camping draw. Is that the counter on the ladder to those players who turtle with like Spanish cannon galleons in one of the corners on 4 lakes? You do Turks and turtle in another corner, and as long as each player has at least one, then it's a draw. that could be the infinite game. That could be the Ruben Andre beater for game length. So the skirms cannot actually push all the way into the coast because of the war galleys. But more skirms being added in. Trebs will take out all the buildings. I remember, if you own the middle water, you can push down the shallows to the west. You can actually cannon galleon 1, 2, 3 castles from there. A 4th castle from the coastline, and leave our Lithuanians player with a single castle. Maybe you could then transport ship, run over here, dock, and cannon galleon. I don't know. Go to bed. What if both players go to bed, though? You gotta camp out and try to figure out when your opponents are awake or not. So castle going up for Benanji. German highways in the summer, I don't get the reference, tetracycline. I'm familiar with German trains and the notorious cancellations of Deutsche Bahn, because I've gone through that myself. I don't get the highways. Heated shot! What a tech from Benanji gives his buildings extra attack against ships. Matters for the castles. Okay, Ciskhan taking all the wood he can, but he's about to be out of wood. I think he needs to treb these docks, kill the villagers, then... I'd say take this water. Does that matter at this point? Probably not. Just don't want your opponent camping there. And he has the water control, and water control could maybe give him wood. Like, so that's actually a sixth castle that Romans maybe could destroy. I think they could range it. Huns, do they have siege engineers? They don't. Not the most range of the Romans. I don't know if they reach, but they could transport ship treb snipe. How much wood is left for Ciskhan? Less than 1,000. Less than 1,000. But he could take the mangrove trees. Since he has the coastline. Lots of mangrove trees up here. And still cav archers there. He still has a score lead. The scores are close. He still has some gold. Late Chai going down. And remember, he still does have 7 relics if he needs to. Do the Huns have guilds? They have guilds. There's the market. They do. He could maybe research that and buy gold, or just sell, or buy wood. How does he have 72 vills on wood right now? Because 70 of them are here. Because 72 of them are here. Okay, that's enough. He's gonna very quickly go from 76 to 0 vills on wood. And then he needs to be careful to make sure he has the wood to build a lumber camp. Deutsche Bahn. Yep, that's why I at least know enough German I could navigate my train cancellation schedule to get from Hamburg back to Berlin after the garrison. I got the email that my train was canceled as I had started walking from the hotel to the train station, found another train to go like 30 minutes to another train station, and then got my train to Berlin. As all the southbound trains had stopped departing from the Hauptbahnhof in Hamburg, so. How much gold left on Big Land? 1,300 there and there? So 1,300 total. And that's 1,251 of which is up there. So we're not going to have any gold for Benanji. And if you look at the water control from Ciskhan, we're not going to have much wood left for Benanji either. He has these forests. Okay, never mind. He has 12k wood. I'm going to say, if these castles go down, all of a sudden the water control could hit some of these vills and stop them from grabbing wood. So the cav archers come back here. 11 vills on wood. I don't know how. I don't know where. Droman time, though. Getting some splashes on the skirms. Don't lose Dromans to skirms. Wait, Ciskhan lost the... What the hell? Ciskhan lost the relics. How did he... Oh, a cannon galleon. Cannon galleon snipe on the relics. And Ciskhan does not have the wood to rebuild the monastery. And without gold, there's no way for him to buy more wood. This is where admins need to start cooking, because we might have a stalemate on our hands. Is there a market? Oh my gosh, the cannon galleons also took the market. They also took the market. There's no market for Ciskhan. There's no market for Ciskhan because the cannon galleons destroyed it. He has 176 wood. That's just enough to build a market. And he needs to build the market on this side of the island so these cannon galleons can't take it. Where'd the cannon galleons go? Where did they go? Wait, where did they just... I'm not imagining things. There were cannon galleons here that are not here anymore, right? What happened to them? Are there fire ships there? Wait, what? They died to a fire ship? How was a fire ship here? Okay, well, Ciskhan can build more if he needs to. Benanji can build more if he needs to. And oh my gosh, he needs a cannon galleon to destroy that. He has a forward monastery. The cav archers will be annoying, but he can grab the relics for himself. 1 wood left for Ciskhan. He's doing a stable. I'm not imagining this. He doesn't have a market anywhere. If Ciskhan doesn't have a market, Benanji has this. The crop rotation for Benanji, he's ready for a wood game. He has a market foundation? Does he? Oh, there he goes. There's the market. There's the market. Let's go. He has a market. And 17k food to sell. We can see the market prices. That's not going to net him much gold. And the wood price is expensive already. Benanji needs to start selling food and buying gold and buying wood himself, maybe, just to ruin the market prices. This crop rotation and architecture. I think Benanji has this. Droman's, though, going to take out that castle. So we take out that castle, then we take out this castle, and then how does Benanji take wood? I don't know. One thing Ciskhan cannot do is transport ship onagers and cut the wood because he's Huns. He'd do that with Trebs, maybe, though. Water fight. Fast fires against the galleons. I don't think this will be enough. Yeah, don't sell wood. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to make it cheaper for Ciskhan to buy it. Let's see. Dromans also can get some splashes on the fast fires. Oh, the Vils are out here with a transport ship mining gold. They can't drop it off without a mining camp, though. I don't think you can build a mining camp out here. Ciskhan looking for any type of resource. Oh, wait, you can build a mining camp out here. What? Wait, can you build a monastery out here? No, that looks like that's rock terrain. This is a different terrain masking. What is this terrain? How can you build on it? Rapture, what terrain is this? Well, he found a place to take gold. Okay, I'll learn about the maps myself as I cast them. That's the land water. There's a land... Wait, there's a land water terrain? Yeah, the minimap says it's land. Can you sail there? Well, there's the GG from Ciskhan, and in a crazy end game, Benanji somehow wins it, as Ciskhan is completely out of gold, and the Lithuanians, again, with their skirmishers, maybe Benanji a bit late for going for them, but he does go for them in the end and pushes Ciskhan off the mainland. And no more wood. At least he had a market at the end, but no more wood. He lost the relics. He didn't have the gold income to buy another monastery and get the relics back. Yeah, minimap is always right on these things. You're right about that. So this is land with water on top of it that we can't sail on. And then same thing here. I guess you can't sail on this, but I swear I've seen transport ships sail on this. I guess I'm just wrong about that, though. I might be hallucinating because I'm tired. 5 TC Dark Age play was the play, I guess. Boom was the play. Whew. All right, so that was crazy. We'll have another set coming up. Like I said, I'll cast the one at 16 GMT. Is this the Thalassocracy Cup already? No, we don't have new water balance. Oh, what do I even say about this game? 465 to 308 kills. Much better econ for Benanji, though, so better KD for Ciskhan doesn't overcome the huge eco difference, especially with 20k wood on the water map. And you can see the boom eco paying off right away. And the 3k relic gold, not enough, especially after losing the relics. Wonder if you knew you could build more than 2. I don't know. Alright, so that's 3-2 for Benanji, who will advance to the next round of the GSL. Everyone won their home maps. Alright. So I am very quickly going to swap over to Hyper Random, so give me a moment, I'm going to update all my overlays, just play a quick ad on Twitch, and we'll swap over to Tato ACCM. I'll be back in just a moment, let me get this stuff updated. So... Oh, don't go temporarily offline for me, Capturage. Alright. This is ACCM against Tato. This will be, I guess it's the same thing. Best of 5 GSL opening round. I don't even need to change that. Oh my gosh, people in the tournament formats. There's no draft, and there's a hyper random logo. I have that somewhere. Boom. Alright, let me update my YouTube title. That's what changed about the overlay. I don't have the edit button. It's a new stream settings thing. Okay. This will be Draken versus Dave Hun at 16 GMT. That is Rex. Swap to Twitch. Hello, Fergus. In a game. Alright, so give me one moment and we'll get into Tato ACCM if we can. What's going on right now? Matza, thank you for the raid. Oh wait, is that rescheduled? Did they somehow reschedule this at the last moment because ACCM is playing Rage Forest now? Is this not happening right now? Oh, let me check the Hyper Random Discord. Yeah, I guess they're not scheduling or playing right now. Okay. Does anyone know what's happening there? Let me restart my game so I get the fix for Belchins at least. I was gonna cast this, but it looks like it might not be now anymore. It says 21 minutes ago, but I don't see Tato online. I see ACCM Rage Foresting. Well, thank you very much, Matza, for the raid. Gonna cast You in Doubt tomorrow. And, I mean, it would make sense if they rescheduled it so as not to conflict with the other set. I could just jump into the other one real quick. And actually cast the Turs set on time then. I'll just ping the admin and see. Alright, so while we wait to get an answer on that, I'm just going to take a very quick break myself then, and I'll be right back, so stay tuned. Hello, T-Shop over on YouTube. Okay, they're delaying until after the first set. Okay. Which looks like is over now. Okay, looks like the first set is over. So I think this next one should start then. Okay. They'll do all the quests. In fact, Jan, you arrived slightly early for ACCM Tato. They delayed their set until after the first set, and it looks like the first set has just ended. So hopefully they get off to a start soon. I see lobby, is this them by any chance? No, it's not. The ACCM still in the game of Rage Forest. In Rage Forest when he has a tournament set to play. Yeah, classic ACCM, indeed. ACCM, from what I've seen, he even resigns his Rage Forest games to arrive on time. But what happened was their set was delayed. It was supposed to start 30 minutes ago, but it was delayed because they didn't want it to intersect or overlap with the first set. But that set is now finished, and ACCM was playing Rage Forest while waiting to get started. I don't see Tato online. We cast something while waiting for this. You have Joden in the game. And Jordan Shikso on Arabia. Please pause the content. The content's kind of paused. And we can cast a ranked game. Or a bit of an unpause. Hola, Senor HF and Injuri. So we'll put Shikso in the blue then, so we're not red versus green. And reset our scoreboard, because that's not where we are. And as GSL, that is a tournament format. where you have it's essentially 3 rounds, and you get 2 players who advance. Where you have an opening round where you put players in groups of 4, and the 2 winners then play a winners match, and the 2 losers place an elimination match. The winner of the winner match qualifies, and the loser of the elimination map is eliminated. So then after 2 rounds, you have 2 players left, and they play a decider match, where the winner of that match qualifies and the loser is eliminated. So it's a way of doing a qualification stage. And instead of groups of 4, you can also do groups of 8, where the decider match is a crossover between the 2 groups, and that way you avoid having potential repeat matchups. And that's what we're doing for Stronghold Frenzy. And it's a nice way of doing a qualifier that's quicker than a round robin stage. Or it doesn't result in ties like a round robin stage could. Infinitely preferable to Swiss or to Buchholz. Yeah, and you don't have to deal with the tiebreakers like you would in a Swiss system or a Buchholz system. And you always get you can set up your bracket numbers to get half the players of the signups that you have. So it's rather flexible for size too. So if you do like groups of 4 round robins, and then everyone plays everyone, that's 3 rounds again, but then you can deal with tiebreaker situations. For the GSL, there's no tiebreaker. So 4 players to move on. Essentially 4 players to move on. If you check out the Stronghold Frenzy handbook, actually, you can see the bracket there. And that's actually, I have a decent link that. You can see bracket. I have a photo, or a table. I guess, a grid. It looks like. Ooh, the scouts on 3 HP each will win. Joden will win. Shikso will get that Mouflon pushed in almost to the middle, but it runs away. Oh, runs away at the last moment. So I'm just keep an eye. Let me know if hyper random's happening. Dave is doing Dave things, looking at YouTube shorts. Is that a thing? Do people watch shorts on YouTube? Should I make some AoE 2 shorts on YouTube? Some guy in a tree hugs sign. I think he's waiting for ACCM too. A feudal age on the way there for Shikso. He's Bulgarians, he's going men-at-arms. Looking to teach Jordan a lesson with those new men-at-arms. He's saying, please no. Love my AoE Tetris shorts. You say shorts plural as though I made several of those. I have one AoE 2 Tetris short. Which, I don't even know if it were. The scenario is probably broken now with data mods going out of sync with updates, but that was glorious to get a working version of Tetris. Some guy played it for like 20 minutes until the DE memory leaks killed his computer. But that was glorious. Watch that like 15 to 20 times. See, that's the point of a short. That's the point of a short. Play AoE 2 Tetris. My pathfinding short too has well over 100k views. It did, I mean, years ago. I forget what I should check what it's at now. Let me actually check that. I can go to my stats, check my channel. I guess short views. I don't know if short views and other views are counted differently. Whatever. Shorts. And 142k views for my AoE 2DE quotation mark improved pathfinding video. I have a straight line for a villager to a TC on a completely open map. It takes a sharp angle instead of walking the straight line. I literally set that up. I opened the scenario editor. I placed a town center and a villager, and the very first thing that happened was a clear pathfinding bug. So I just made a short about it. Evergreen. You remember Roller Coaster Tycoon? You ever play Evergreen Gardens? That like huge park. It was the 5th one that was unlocked at the start. And it was like the most difficult of the unlocked ones you had for free. It was amazing how large that was back in the early 90s. It felt just amazing to play something that large. Oh my gosh, that scout with 2 HP dodging some skirm javelins even gets a hit on the skirm, taking advantage of that. Minimum range. See fish boom. Oh my gosh, Jordan! He's doing it. He is fish booming. Y'all didn't even see that. He is fish booming. He is fish booming. I'm trying to pay attention to 10 different things to see even the next set is starting. He is fish booming. Okay, okay. There's the fishing ship. They'd be in a better state if they weren't both Microsoft properties. I think they'd be in a much better state were they not Microsoft properties. Not like Microsoft is the worst in the world when it comes to taking care of the game franchises, but I don't have much good to say about them and their stewardship of AoE 2. I genuinely think if we had just continued the scripter making user patch changes, we'd probably have a higher quality product than we have in DE. Be different for sure, but in terms of gameplay improvements, I think that would have been much nicer. I've never seen Clockwork Orange, right? And so it's a Capcom. And sell it to whoever made Baldur's Gate 3. It's not a public company, so they have different financial incentives for quality over whatever they do for AoE. At least last time I checked. There is fletching for Shikso. So let's see, is this hyper random set starting yet? Okay, Dave's on his scoreboard now. He's no longer looking at shorts. I don't see anyone in the lobby yet. ACCM is still playing Rage Forced. Well, Jordan with more res. If Jordan's fish booming freely, then he has a free win. I've seen enough fish booms on Arabia to say he's walled, he's fish booming. And Shikso has no way of scouting that. So he's not going to react to it at this point. Jordan with the full walls at this point. And yeah, if there are going to be pawns on Arabia, I guess they have to be in the direct center of the map these days. The Castle Age for Shikso will be going up first, but Jordan won't be too far behind. And King Skirms. Oh, and the Bulgarians, Koreans should have the better Skirms by far. What do they spend all that extra food on? Skirms. Skirms. They have only a wood discount on their Skirms. All that extra food means they can pump out more Skirms. Best unit in the game. True, exactly. It's not horrible to Ray. Korean Knights. When we have no bloodlines, no final armor, no final attack, no paladin upgrade. When you could be making the glorious elite skirmisher with free armor upgrades. I don't know about that. I'm kidding. Sometimes Korean Knights are the right play. But almost always Korean Skirms are the right play. Gold mining on the way.
준비해.
Long swords. Korean hussars? I mean, you're running out of resources. You can do hussars, sure. So Jordan with the fish boom still. Nice fish boom, 8 fishing ships now. 8 fish traps, he has both. Imagine them facing Bulgarian hussars. So Crep Post, forward Crep Post, Siege Workshop behind it, mining camp coming up. So guard tower, does the Crep Post beat guard towers? Yes, I'm gonna say. And, well, what do you do now? Ram push? Could go mangonels, that's kind of a risk with guard towers. Jordan Hull, look at this, he even has a back gold behind his walls, back stone. So he's fine to sustain a bit of damage from the push. He's doing gill nets. Could also fit another 2 fishing ships on the dock. This does not beat castle. I think that's fair. And here is said castle. Skirms are walled out. And, well, it's Shikso. It's going Bulgarian skirm. And right now, a lot of forward pressure thanks to the skirms. But almost 2k more resources collected for Jordan, who's able to do the castle. And a workshop. Someone keep an eye on the other set for me is ACCM. He's still playing Rage Forest, it looks like. Rage Forest might last forever. This is not a happy castle, no. And well, I thought Jordan would just fish boom and win. Maybe he needs to do rocket carts first. He'll delete the castle foundation and not have the stone left for another castle. Hello, Pandu. Jordan buying stone. Guard towers are still up. More knights in the crypt post, more Konaks on the way out. And defensive castle closer to the TC behind the towers, now with rocket guard defense. So that should go up for Jordan. And he could go... I want to say could go war wagons. That crypt post is not gonna go up successfully. Fire Lancers are top 3 unit in the game, along with Skirms and Monks. And they are actually pretty good against the Skirms, because the Skirms do not do any bonus damage against them. And then they're a melee unit, but also have a ranged attack, so they can kind of combo take down the Skirms. Can't just micro Skirms infinitely against them because of the ranged attack. And then also being a melee unit, they can close the distance and take them out. Take advantage of the low melee armor and minimum range. Ooh, Mangonel getting very low on HP. Another Mangonel goes down. What killed that? Was that the TC? Might have been the TC. I want to be in the guard tower. Guard tower got the mangonel. That's what happened. And Shikso can't find a way in as Jordan is up to imp. Or up to imp. And also up by a few vills. On a Korean Knights and Rams. Yeah, so once again, ACCM Tata will start soon. ACCM is just playing Rage Forest. Once it's over, I'm sure the set will start. They look goofy? I don't know. Look kind of goofy to me. It's kind of weird that they're a mangonel replacement, but they don't look anything like a mangonel. Well, I imp because we have the fish traps. It's 12 fish traps around the dock for Jordan. He's docked that, surrounded it completely. The university in the back. $3K more res collected now, even with all the harassment. It looks like it might tip over. Why, because he doesn't get crop rotation? Why will crop rotation matter? Oh, scout. Only one Vill death for Jordan despite all the forward pressure. I shoot the soil for long-term health, I guess so. Shikso should have taken relics. He does see 1, 2, and what's that white dot over here? Oh, 3 of them. He does see 3 of them. And the 2 he doesn't see, ironically, or his side of the map. Yeah, maybe he should have been going for relics. And you're going to Krepos at the back. Lots of map control. Jordan will have to trib this back. The cripples to go down, and wheelbarrow will be on the way for Shikso. There's a Crippos down in mining camp. Jordan's back. Yeah, Jordan's back. He's been streaming a lot. Streaming quite a bit, actually. We're also trying to take out skirms. Skirms do need a final armor upgrade, but that is something the Bulgarians won't get. As the Koreans now have Bracer and Chemistry, they'll just need ARB. And then actually have 10 versus 6 armor, for a total of 4 damage. 10 attack versus 6 armor. And 4 tower from Jordan, looking to secure more of the map with the tower presence. He did allow Shikso to slip out to one of those side golds. Nice TC location on top of the hill. And more keeps coming up for Jordan. And Upsiong on the way also for Jordan. As the crossbows start doing damage to the TC. Now, crossbows are not ARBs, but they, in Imperial Age with 9 attack, they will do 2 damage to the TC, 7 pierce armor, And if they get Arb, that would be 3 damage. So crossbows, Arbs, Imperial Age Arb's actually fairly good at destroying TCs in the Castle Age. Crossbows still decent. These towers will take out the Cripost. Have masonry, handcart, stone mining on the way. Cannon tribs will take that out. Imp on the way for Shikso, with Jordan continuing to dominate. As he'll find the extra TC and hit it with crossbows. Still a good fish boom, but probably not enough. As the crossbows keep pushing in. Handcart on the way, Jordan just needs to find that stone. Well, I guess he has found it, but the Cripost is there. And Desperation on the Cripost repairs. That can't feel good, though. As he does hit Imp now, Bracer Chemistry on the way. I'm going for his skirms. It's like Maya versus Goths on Arena. At this point, I don't know what the Bulgarians can do. Koreans can also go hand cannoneer against any infantry. Alb against Cav. Bombard cannon against siege. And the TCs will start to go down now. I mean, Shikso more vills, I don't think that's gonna matter now. Jordan's still 1k more res collected and still has his fishing ships. 115 to 77 villagers, but then 12 fishing ships for Jordan, all working. I cannot order them to start, no. I'm thinking actually maybe I skip casting the hyper random set, and I might just come back later to do the Rex of Stronghold Frenzy afterwards. As then when they're all finished with that, we might have more people around to watch the Stronghold Frenzy. As then I can actually, like I said, I rolled out of bed this morning and I've been streaming for 3 hours. Might want to take a shower and eat lunch before casting the next sets.
Вашим услугам. Да.
Hopefully I wasn't muted for long. It's because Reaper died on me. And thanks for pointing that out. Okay, the first one to say is hopefully it wasn't muted long. Here come the Rams. Going for the Tribs. Let's take out the Ram. Trebs come forward, they'll go for the Cripost. Hills might want to fight that one. The big question is, why is Shikso not calling the GG? There's Siege Engineers for Jordan. This is more than ACCM score territory. No more than 20 seconds? Alright. One day I'm going to find out why Reaper decides it will randomly shut off. It's not like I press a hotkey or anything. I've double checked that a million times, and I'm literally just using my mouse and not pressing my keyboard. So it's not that. It is, for some reason, Reaper dies. Maybe it's just one of the plugins I'm using causes it to die? I don't know. GG, what would your approach be against that style WP? I mean, I don't know. You have to stop the fish boom. 142 to 37 KD. Koreans OP. I don't know what Bulgarians do there, honestly. So, should made Bulgarians sold out of the cow archers, I guess. And yeah, Jordan basically just saying I fish boomed, and that's why it worked. I don't want to know why it's encrypted according to your Brave add-on. I have no idea, right? I don't use the Brave browser. So, by virtue of the fact this set hasn't started yet, I think what I'm gonna do is I might just raid Dave for now, and I'll be back in a couple hours to cast the Stronghold Frenzy sets. I was hoping to cast this, but since it's so late in starting, I'll be back in maybe like 2 to 3 hours, and I'll cast the Stronghold Frenzy sets. So we'll do a second set in like, or a second stream in like 2 hours, but I want to eat lunch and take a shower. So yeah, I'll be back in like 2 hours, and 2 to 3 hours, depending on how long the set is. It's ACCM Tato, it might be 3 hours, so we'll say around 2 p.m. I'll be back, Eastern time. They're just starting now. So yeah, I will raid Dave, and I'll be back later. So stick around, check out Dave's stream, and I'll be back after that after that's over. So I'll create the second stream on YouTube too, and we'll be back in a bit. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in a couple hours.